welcome back to the daily vlog, number 8. Can't believe it. Thank you for showing up again. Really appreciate it. I'm your host, Mike. This is my channel, Mike Prove. Like prove it. Some people say prove. It's pronounced prove, but close enough. Thank you for coming back. Today is simple. I am going to show you how to kind of declutter your life, and at least some of the things that worked for me and are currently working for me. They might not work for you, and please leave in the comments if I've missed something that you think could provide somebody value if they minimized or got rid of completely. So basically 3 main segments here, 3 topics: stuff, people, okay, and subscriptions. So I'm going to go through each one, and again, this might not align up with what you believe and with what you're interested in. So a subscription that doesn't provide me value doesn't mean that it's not working for you, okay? I'm just telling you what has worked for me and what's currently working for me. Basically decluttering my life, right? That's what I'm calling this episode. So we're going to start with subscriptions. Okay, monthly, I'm specifically speaking monthly or annual subscriptions here, okay? Primarily, most subscriptions are monthly. There are some annual, there's some weekly, but primarily it's monthly and annually, right? We all know that, okay. And I apologize for my writing if you can't read it. That's why I'm speaking out loud. I didn't do great in English class, okay? Or in math class, or in earth science, or whatever. I have my college degree, all right? So just don't laugh too much. Also, I'm afraid of public speaking, so please don't laugh. Keep your laughter. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Here we go, subscriptions. These are all, oh yeah, and all this stuff I'm about to write down, I once had, and I literally got wrapped up in, before I knew it, I would be spending over $200 a month when you tallied up everything, and I didn't even care, which was crazy. This was before my minimalist journey, whatever you want to call this, lifestyle. But yeah, the subscriptions add up. We all know that, and just imagine what you can do if you free up some of those or all of them. Again, I'm not recommending you do what I did and got rid of pretty much every subscription known to man. You don't have to do that. But if you minimize a few, you'd be shocked how much money you can save per month, okay? Amazon Prime. I got little to no value out of this. Just saying, I'm not a huge shopper. When I do shop, I do buy brands that last me a while, like I showed you in my other video, the minimalist attire video, where I've got some polos. I'm wearing a polo shirt right now and polo shorts, and these things are going to last me a while. I've had these shorts for a while. This shirt I just got a month ago. I expect it to last me at least 2 or 3 years minimum. So Amazon Prime, don't really use that. Sometimes I'll get some Christmas gifts from Amazon, but I'm not subscribed to the Prime subscription. I used to be though. Okay, Netflix. Man, let's talk about Netflix, Hulu. No, that's not how you spell it. Hulu and other streaming services. Clearly entertainment, right? And yes, it is. I'm all for entertainment, getting on, binge watching things. Let's see, some favorite Netflix shows. I loved Breaking Bad. Let's see, what else? It's been a while. Breaking Bad, definitely got hooked on that during the pandemic when everybody was in quarantine. And what else? When the pandemic was at its height. It's definitely great. There's Better Call Saul, another good one I liked. Ozark, I watched a few, never really got into it. I heard it's good though. What else? How could I forget Yellowstone? Yellowstone was one of my favorites. Yeah, add in the comments any shows that you enjoyed watching. But Hulu, quick shout out to The Binge. If you haven't seen it on Hulu, you might recognize somebody in that movie besides Vince Vaughn. So I'll give you a hint. He shows up towards the end of the movie. That's all I'll say. Again, it's called The Binge. Quick shout out, American High. You guys rock. My entertainment, after I canceled those subscriptions, which again, everything I'm writing up here, at one point I did have myself for at least a couple of months. For my entertainment, since canceling, I've noticed that I did a lot more reading. I just picked up more books, magazines at Wegmans. I go into Wegmans and see a cool sports magazine or outdoor magazine and buy that and then read it during coffee or whatever. YouTube, obviously, right? So like binge watching good content. Yes, on occasion I definitely dive into the rabbit hole of aliens and UFOs and that sort of stuff. But overall, it's I'm proud to say it's productive YouTube content. So that's, again, YouTube is free unless you get YouTube TV, which I have tried, and that's another one. YouTube TV, which, by the way, all these are cool if you want to try a 30-day free trial, right? Like, check any of these out. I mean, there's no harm in doing that. Just make sure you don't get tricked into staying with the subscription and getting these fees where you're like, what the heck happened? So what I do is I have a wall calendar, and every time I signed up for one of these trials, right, I would put down when the subscription ends, so you're not slapped with a bill, out of the blue, right? Okay, more subscriptions. Audible. Yeah, let's talk about Audible. And out of all these, this is probably the one I miss the most because of the value, right? I could be mowing my lawn and listening to it. It's like listening to a podcast. Again, most of you know what all of this stuff is, right? But Audible, you listen to a good book. That's one subscription that I do miss, and I probably in the near future will sign up again for. But again, after when the pandemic happened, I really, besides Netflix and Hulu, I really started. That's when I started to minimize or completely get rid of these subscriptions. And I haven't had Netflix and Hulu in a while. So what else? I know I'm missing something. Oh yeah, how could I forget? Cable. I don't have cable, and it's hilarious because my provider, will send me mail, solicit stuff, right, and emails of, for this pet. Like that's how we all get tricked into stuff. You don't fall for it, please. It's not worth it. Again, unless list off all your subscriptions. This is what I would do, and I have to give credit to again my man Jimmy for making me into an Excel spreadsheet master. Okay. I love Excel. I use it to this day. I break down everything about anything. Literally, it's awesome. But get familiar with Excel if you haven't already, and list out all your subscriptions, how much they cost each month, each year, and just go down and name your top two. If you only, somebody is calling. Spam risk. Speaking of spam, look at that. That's hilarious. Yep, I'm not here. All right. What was I talking about? Excel spreadsheet. So list out all your subscriptions and pick the top two that if you had to make a choice, cancel everything else and only stick with two monthly subscriptions, what would they be? Would it be Amazon Prime? Would it be Amazon Prime and Netflix? Would it be Hulu and Netflix? What would your top two be? And then really talk about it with your spouse, your significant other, or if it's just you, if you're single. Really think about it and weigh out the pros and cons. That's what I did. But again, helpful tip, Excel spreadsheet. Get familiar with those if you haven't already. So these are subscriptions, decluttering. Okay, next, people. Uh-oh. He's going to say something negative about... No, I'm not naming anybody specific. This is pretty self-explanatory, right? We all know this. Limit yourself, meaning in person and on phone conversations with people who cause you anxiety, drama, who are just drama-driven. Drama-driven, we all know them, right? Like literally, it could be the coolest day out, they're rainbow, sunny, you just won the lottery, and they would find something to complain about and all that. Just limit your time with the negative Nancy's. I like to call them negative Nancy's, and they can be men too, not just women. Men are negative too. I've been negative. Nobody's perfect. Limit your time with them. This should be self-explanatory, but it's crazy. Like, have you ever been in a situation where you've had a great week or a great day, and then you spend time with either a coworker or maybe an acquaintance of one of your friends, and they just drag down the mood? Like, we've all been there, right? We've all been in that scenario. It ruins the entire day or the entire week if it's that serious. Maybe a close family member is just always negative. Here's what I'll say: if it's somebody who's going through a rough patch and they need to vent to you, that's fine to be there, right? Like, we should all be there for our close loved ones, family and friends. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the negative Nancys, the negative Neds, Ned, because there's men and women who are negative. You get who I'm referring to, right? Limit your conversations with those people, because you are the 5 people you spend the most time with, whether it be on the phone or in person. So the 5 people, look at your cell phone, the most conversations you've had, just look at your conversations in the last couple of days. So the people that you spend the most time with on the phone or in person, you, believe it or not, are getting molded into that. And whether that's good or bad, hopefully it's good. Spend time with people that you want to be around with. It's simple. And I'm not saying it has to be dandies and or daisies and rainbows all the time, where it's happy and you're spending time with fake people who are smiling and laughing all the time and you can tell it's fake. That's not what I'm talking about. Get involved with a church group, something, right? I mean, that's something. That's literally not having a car. Some real talk, like, that's what I miss the most, like getting involved with groups and just going to consistent things, being around good people, clubs, what have you. But I'm getting a vehicle soon. Might not be a car, might be a truck. That's a different video. But I think you get what I'm trying to say here. And again, you can have a real conversation. If it's somebody that you just have to have a heart-to-heart with, have that conversation with them. But if they keep dragging you down, I'm sorry, just limit your time with them or completely cut them out of your life, right? Especially if they're a bad person. If they're a terrible person, that there are times where you literally need to run from certain people. So I really hope nobody's going through that right now. And if you are going through that with, a relationship situation or a family situation, or one of your siblings or coworkers, whatever it is, I really feel for you, and all I can say is try to do everything in your power to help them first, but don't let them. You can only help people so much, right? Before they drag you down. So surround yourself with friends and family who uplift you, who support you, okay, who support your ideas, but who are also not sugarcoating reality, meaning you don't want to surround yourself with people who are always going to tell you what you want to hear. You want constructive criticism, good feedback, right? So if you're having a bad day and you're, kind of bringing a sour mood, which I've done before, you want to have a friend, a buddy, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whoever is going to say, hey, Mike, you're really being a sour pill right now. You're dragging down the mood. What's going on? Yeah, like, you want people like that. So I hope that made sense. Hopefully that made sense. So you want real friends. You don't want fake friends. Surround yourself with people who are positive, who are always trying to better themselves, who are not playing the victim card. We've got a lot of that nowadays, always playing the victim mentality, okay? Yeah, obviously we don't. Guys, we live once, right? YOLO, like, hate to sound cliche, but you only live once. It's true. How are you going to spend your days, months, and years on this planet, in this life as you know it? How are you going to spend it? Around positive people or negative people? Okay, that's enough for that. Subscriptions, people, and stuff. Whoa, stuff. So I guess I don't even need, for this last section, I don't even need to write down anything. Yeah, don't look at my handwriting. It's awful. Stuff. Man, this could be a whole separate video. And I might make a separate video and show you guys, like, I don't have a lot of clutter, if you will, like material possessions that I don't value, but I do have some things. I have some clothes that I could, donate again and or throw out, like my boxers that you guys saw in the other video. Probably should throw those out. I still haven't done that. My old boxers, but anyways, stuff piles up quick. If you have a garage or an attic or a basement, that's usually where we keep our stuff, right? Or in a storage unit. All I will say to that is I understand that it's a lot easier when it's just yourself. So when you're single, you only have to ask yourself, oh, do I want this or not? When you're married or if you have a significant other, I understand it has to be, you guys have to, be partners and talk about it together, right? With your spouse or significant other. So I get it's more of a process. All I would say is instead of procrastinating, which I've done with this kind of stuff, no pun intended, this kind of it only ruins your life though when it becomes when you worship it, right? So if I was worshiping this shirt and I needed to have this shirt, otherwise I wasn't going to be happy, and it was taking time away from spending time with close family and friends, or taking time away from my work, or just essentially worshiping a material possession, that should never happen, right? And we've all done it. I still do it. I still like right now I'm fixated on what type of good, reliable used vehicle I'm gonna get. Like I'm literally like that's what I'm doing in my free time is just researching all these good used vehicles and watching YouTube videos on the pros and cons. So essentially, that is taking up a lot of my time. But I guess what I'm trying to say is when it becomes a situation, whether it's a house, a car, a stuffed animal, a couch. I used to work for a furniture company in customer service, and I would get calls of people, and I laugh about it now, but in the moment, the heat of the moment, they're calling and complaining, and you want to help them out, right? Being a customer service rep, but at the end of the day, it makes you think like, man, some of these people, not all, but some of these people you could tell literally had an attachment so deep to these material, whether it be a love seat, a couch, a sofa, an ottoman, whatever it was, dining room set, like you could tell that they were letting it control their lives. So you don't want things to control your life. And again, the day and age we live in, society, it's a constant battle. I get it. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on everything, on decluttering your life. And again, I'll go more in depth on my actual stuff. Like I'll show you stuff that I gather that I'm going to donate, sell, or just throw out. That'll be a separate video because I do have some interesting possessions. But there's nothing wrong with sentimental possessions. That's not what I'm saying. I think you all know what I'm trying to say. Don't let it run your life. Don't let it take time away from your family and friends and loved ones, okay? I hope you got something out of this video. Until tomorrow, peace and love, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you found any value out of today. I appreciate it.